Hey guys, normally I would be cracking jokes. Normally I would be doing a funny skit. Normally I'd be trying to make you laugh. But today is not that day. Obviously, I'm reading accounts of what happened in Texas today and I'm shocked. Saddened and stunned that what's happening. So, this is a developing news story, so obviously more details are going to emerge as time goes on. But as a parent, this is literally every parent's nightmare. You know, let me tell you why, from my perspective. It's 7:30 this morning, California time. I dropped off my daughter at school. I have two kids, one through biology, one because I fell in love with the kid's mother. One's homeschooled, and the other one sees me as dad. Because that's just the way life goes sometimes. Anyway, I the non-biological daughter was excited. She was heading off to a baseball game, which was being sponsored by her school. You know, I'm kind of only imagining now what I'd be going through if what happened in Texas happened in California. The level of devastation and how much of a kaleidoscope of emotion I would be in. Each child that perished today, is unique. Each has someone who loves them. You know, each doesn't deserve some of the arguments that I'm seeing on social media today. And this is why I decided to do this video. Children should never go to school, right? And not return. Parents should never have to go through what those parents in Texas are going through at the moment. They should never have to kiss their kid goodbye in the morning, and it turns out to be the last time they hug their precious kids. It shouldn't happen, and like I say, it's every parent's nightmare. I'm saddened and dismayed by the political leaders, because today is not the day for political grandstanding. Whether you love the current administration, whether you think Biden should be president, whether you think Trump should be president, it's irrelevant. It's my ask is that you join me in the solemn mourning of fellow countrymen. I'm Scottish, as you can see with the flag behind you, but I now live in the States. I regard myself as a citizen of the United States. Things are going to come out as the story develops. Today is not the day for point scoring or even just using your side of the argument to try and win a point today. Today's not that day. You shouldn't be point scoring today. We should be in mourning with our fellow countrymen. I'm saddened. I'm dismayed by the political leaders who are using it to prove a point. They're doing things in what I call an octopus fashion. Octopus fashion is when there's lots of movement but very little direction. You've seen an octopus scurrying around the ocean. What direction does it have? Today's not the day for making decisions, right? It's not the day to claim a different leadership would mean a different direction. It's irrelevant who was in the White House today. What happened in Texas was going to happen in Texas. Regardless of who was in the White House. A guy, essentially what happened is a guy went in today and he decided to cause the end of 20 lives in an elementary school. It's not the day to discuss gun rights. Everyone's got an opinion. Everyone's opinion's the same as an armpit. Everyone's got one. Sometimes it stinks. I'm not even going to show my bias either, because I've got arguments that's going to stump both sides. It's not the day to become mental health experts. I'm not. I'm not a vaccine expert. Everyone else was a couple of months ago. 30 seconds in Google to understand a basic definition of, a term doesn't make you an expert. You know what I mean? I've got a healthy distrust of mental health experts and counselors anyway. So, you know, it's just, guys, you know, don't do it. You know, it's not the day to decry how far America's fallen, you know, or make some obscure doxological point, you know, in order to shock people into faith in God. You know, what these people in Texas need are prayers, understanding, and love. If you want to show the community what Jesus is like, go do what Jesus did. You know, go there. Go love the people who need it the most. You know, at no point is a theological argument, and, you know, no theological argument is going to win today. You know, seriously, these people are hurting. You know, it says this is coming from an evangelical Christian who does believe in a missional, you know, and radical life-changing evangelism, right? I've been in a mission church. I've seen it working, right? But we as Christians are ham-fisted when it comes to helping people in need. Oftentimes we go straight to the, oh, you need Jesus. You know, some of the worst examples of witnessing to people who are going through turmoil is kind of like a Christian version of Scared Straight, where they go straight for the, oh, you're going to hell, rather than, you don't even understand who you're talking to. You know what I mean? These people are going through a tumble dryer of emotions. You know, they seem genuinely surprised when the people throw them out. You know what I mean? Strict honesty time, I'd never heard of this city, you know, before today. I'm a foreigner to the US. You know, I've only been here since 2007. Right? My experience in Texas is limited to the footprint of Dallas-Fort Worth Airport. Right? Obviously, this is not the way you want to be introduced to a new place. Yeah, I did some research before I did this video. Seems a wonderful place. It seems like a great wee place. You know, it's 15,000 people. You know, everyone's going to know someone who's affected. It's crazy. You know, it's such a small town. You know, I lived in a town, 11,000 people in California. And I'm not going to say I knew everyone, but I was within 2 or 3 connections of knowing everyone in that city. You know, it's, the depths of sorrow can only be imagined on such a personal level. And, you know, I can sympathize with them, and I've a huge amount of empathy for them. But the devastation is going to start today and go on for a long time, much longer than when the news trucks pull out. You know, it makes me think of my own native Scotland. You know, I lived in a city some 30 miles south of a place called Dunblane. You know, a guy walked into a school there, opened fire on the Scottish version of an elementary school. It's called a primary school over there. A guy opened fire and, you know, caused a whole bunch of devastation. It's also the school that Andy and Jamie Murray went to. You know, it's somewhat famous in Scotland. However, you know, going back to gun laws, you know, people are gonna, you know, say, oh, guns should be banned, or guns should be this, or guns should be that. And the other side are gonna say, oh yes, we need to arm teachers. You know, it's, in Scotland, it's very, very difficult to get a personal firearm license. But a guy still managed to walk into a primary school and do that. So, legislation itself is never gonna affect a bad guy. You know, criminals don't tend to register guns. So, I don't really get where the idea of, you know, gun legislation is gonna solve the problem. What I want you to do, though, is I want you to pray for these people. Genuinely pray for them. Not say you're going to pray for them, but pray for them. These guys are going through as close as you can get to hell on earth. They have lost someone that should never have died before them. You know, and simply take these words from a guy who is a dad who's going to be hugging his kids a wee bit tighter tonight, because, you know, I'm also going to be praising God that, you know, I've got another day with him. You know, God bless you one and all, and I will try and return pretty soon with some funny videos. Thank you, and God bless.